So I recently tried building a work/light gaming PC for under $100 in the crappy GPU climate at the moment, where people are wanting excessive money for not very good graphics cards. So I managed to pick up this mystery PC for $27. Inside we have the i5 750, a 420 watt power supply and 4 gigs of DDR3 RAM. I'm pretty happy that I ended up with an i5 chip, even if it's a first gen, because these are pretty decent. It's also going to be dual channel memory, which will make it a little bit faster. I also picked up this unbranded Chinese SSD for $24, as not having an SSD in 2021 is just ridiculous, and fuck that. I have to say I much prefer the CPU cooler over the newer Intel ones. It's a lot less fiddly and the screw design is a million times better than their clip ones. I then decided to clean up everything, put new thermal paste on, make sure everything was working correctly. For the graphics card, I managed to score this GTS 250 1GB version for $42 New Zealand off a local website, which is heinously expensive for this, but there's not many options out there for my price range. Also got the free 500GB hard drive with the mystery computer. And here's the price breakdown. And all up, I ended up spending 93 New Zealand dollars, which is around 66 US dollars. I found this is a reasonably good price, considering it's going to be a relatively quick PC for light workloads with that SSD and the i5, and I think it'll be able to play a few games with the 1GB graphics card. Now we're putting everything back together. This motherboard is originally out of a small form factor office PC, so it doesn't actually have an I/O shield that fits, and the motherboard stays do need to be changed around for it to fit. I find that double-sided tape works really well on SSDs going into cases that don't support 2.5-inch drives. Once I installed Windows, I ran all the updates and tested everything to make sure it was working properly. Everything seemed fast to use, which was good. I did test it playing some videos on YouTube and the playback was good. 4K was a little bit sluggish, but 1080p and 1440p seemed to work perfectly. This is where this computer excels in things like watching videos and light workloads, as it's super quick to use. Now for playing games, I loaded up GTA 5 and found I was getting a steady average of 33 frames a second, which is really playable. This was at medium settings on 720p. As you can see, the game feels smooth, and I had no issues and no real big drops in FPS, which was really good. The next game that I installed and tried was CSGO. This played really well at 720p on medium settings. I was getting an easy average of 98 FPS. This is with bots as well. As you can see, it's extremely smooth, and I wasn't getting any big dips in frames. One issue was Fortnite was unable to work because of compatibility issues with DirectX, unfortunately. So I just stuck to CSGO and GTA 5. I think this proves that even in today's climate and a bit of searching around on Facebook Marketplace, you can definitely find a reasonably good PC for under 100 New Zealand dollars if you're willing to put in the effort.